This song is super slow. Okay, so it's probably good for not being copyright strike.
I think we played this one in the past. I think.
Okay.
It's probably okay.
Let's see. Where do we start? We started. Technically, we started with Rohan's defense of the airship. Next or in the river. Pretty successful. No casualties. A little bit of bloodshed, and got some insights on the abilities of these dark wolves. Like they're really good at dodging or blocking or whatnot after taking some hits. They are susceptible to normal attacks, so we don't need to bust out a bunch of freaking wolf teeth to fight wolves with in an ironic twist. And he relayed some of that information over to Clint and Co. Later in the session. Meanwhile, Flora was dealing with Regaldna, taking her leave of the situation because this guy's spooky, amongst many other things, and tried to rendezvous with Clint and the other people. We got Cleo, we got Lucky, we got Bradford, and we got Lucian, and I think that's it. So hefty number of us. After some shenanigans about seeing in the dark and the amazing hey I'm here with you guys shoots a crossbow bolt. Yeah, maybe not the best message when we're used to sniper fire, but nonetheless we regrouped and went over to the site where Regaldna, Flora, and Renata, who bravely and futilely tried to defend Carolyn, happened. Renata, clever little girl she is, played dead. Probably one of the first tricks dogs learn, in fairness. And we sent Renata on her merry little way after patching her up to get escorted back by Michael after requesting Michael's presence.
Renata's also death-warded if it comes up.
We did our various investigations trying to determine where Regaldna went, and he, in literal blood, made it clear that he was waiting for us. Carolyn was nowhere nearby, so it's not a large leap of logic to figure out that Regaldna took her, and we followed his tracks northward towards a village that is outside of Brigandale, so outside its dark protections. After having some conversation on, is this worth it? Is it worth chasing this motherfucker? But at the end of the day, we went after him. Flora, not even bother waiting for consensus, she just went for it. He had some dark wolves, outside. Only 2 of them, who were in the midst of consuming some already murdered villagers. There was a survivor, but we'll come back to her later. The plan was Clint and Flora would split off, being the sneaky deaky duo, and everyone else would deal with the wolves outside as a bit of a distraction, while Clint and Flora snuck in through the window. The distraction happened. The hounds outside were pretty easily dealt with. Rohan had given the general estimation that on one-on-one or 1-to-1 ratio is pretty even odds, pretty good odds for winning, and we had him 2-to-1. The survivor had been a victim of Regaldna, and in immensely fast time where it was showing off the consequence of such, as a wolf gestated in her and burst out of her in the span of 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Really fucking weird. That was pretty promptly put to death. Meanwhile, inside the inn where Regaldna and we suspected Carolyn was at, on the top floor were a bunch of village survivors, which after some discussion, back and forth, Paku is sending over a mist bird, which will carry away 2 elderly men. 8 of them are holed up in a rope trick, which will last an hour, so let's try to get this motherfucker Regaldna out of here, so he doesn't try to come back and check. And then we potentially have a new watch candidate, whose name I'm forgetting. What was his name?
See if I have it written down.
It was thoroughly Blackwatch. And everyone's
Thurgood.
Thurgood, that's what it was.
Yeah, Blackwood.
Blackwood.
Thurgood
Yeah,
Blackwood.
Thurgood Blackwood.
Thurgood Blackwood. Everyone's like, dude, yeah, he's a shooter.
He's like
he also
4
has
letters
courage
off of just
to be
being
in
named
Watch.
Blackwatch.
Yeah. Quint looks at his like birth certificate for Sable and like, wait, that's my thing. You son of a bitch.
What's your name? Black Watchman. What?
Yeah, Black's my first name, Watchman's my last name. Oh, okay. Anyways, so Thurgood got sent outside along with the two elderly individuals to check in with Bradford, the one in scales as Quint described him, and hopefully we'll get them on a pretty fast evac. Thurgood did say he has a safe hiding spot, supposedly, some caverns nearby that evil doesn't seem to trespass into, which we have our own different theories as to if that's true as well as why it would be true, but that's not here nor there. Quint and Flora Flora pushed ahead of Quint just to see what the fuck is happening downstairs, where they found Regalna talking to he's not a knight, I guess, like a militiaman
No, he's part of the Lord's Alliance.
Was he? Okay.
I believe so, yeah.
Was.
Yeah. Quint caught up with her, and then Regalna being keen on Flora not being here alone, and on this being an obvious ambush, just sort of invited the would-be ambushers to come and have a chat. Quint, being classic Quint, went to do so, while Flora was given a relative leniency on going to retrieve Carolyn. And she did. Carolyn was in the basement. We discerned that after some locate creature stuff. And Carolyn, to her awesome credit, first thing she did when she got woken up by Flora is just getting basically a tactical sit rep, like, where are we at? What's happening? Instead of freaking out like a civilian would be in such a violent situation. Quinn had a chat with Regalna about, I guess, his connection to Sycusia and King Carthalion, as well as his connection to Regalna, about his ideology of the rule of might, so on and so forth. Him being so courteous as to say, okay, you're a pretty cool guy for giving me these cigars and having a drink with me. I offer you this. I'll kill you immediately as opposed to defile you and then kill you. And Quint's like, okay, I don't know how to respond to that, but okay. The tagline from last week is, this is probably one of the first people in the campaign to get Quint to be speechless. So kudos? I don't know. But eventually the time arrived for Regalna's by amusement to run dry. And then him and Quint, and by extension Carolyn and Flora, were making their way out of the building, or have made their way out of the building, just in time for Rohan of Shamash to arrive on site and declare a bit of a challenge to Regalna. The manifestation of all of humanity's evil made it into one punchable spot. Very convenient. Very convenient. But, Cleo did bring back one of the killed dark wolves outside, and Regalna pretty promptly took it back over because he is a being of undeath. Well,
what are you doing there, champ?
Of evil.
Of evil, yeah. And he did show off to Clint that he does have a bat form along with a wolf form, citing that his volunteering to Sycusia and King Carthalion forced him to evolve, and now he's in a way beyond flesh, which makes killing him gonna be a bit of a bitch.
It was something like, flesh does whatever you want if you're strong enough.
Yeah. I don't know if it's strong enough, but I don't. Hey, there it is.
Hey!
We need to kill his soul. We need 45 ACP.
Oh yeah, 45 ACP kills a soul. Yeah, that's right.
It's a blessed round, brother.
But he's a dark one, so we need extra holy 45 ACP.
With the holy oils.
Oh, Joshua.
He did remark that Gregor was still in there, in that vessel. Yeah, citing his sadistic tendency of making him watch.
Quite literally a captive audience.
Yes. So that's where we're at. There is a resurrected, reassumed control Dark Wolf outside. We saw a Dark Wolf inside be born and gain maturity in like the span of 5 minutes. To Quint's best discernation, it's a very almost parasitic process as it takes from the host, aka the mother, the victims of Regalla.
After Cleo slit the throat of the survivor who asked them to kill them, they cut open their midsection and found a baby in there, baby wolf in there, and they concluded something very similar. And then Rohan was given some stuff after arriving, and Cleo sent a sending to Maven, which I put in the announcement.
And the response is LOL.
But
separate words.
We've been here for less than an hour on site.
Yeah, well, good luck.
GG.
I should have hit Regalla with that. He talks about this dark manifestation, and the quiz goes, "Man, that's womp womp." What?
Then he rips your spine out.
Sorry, it's a modern thing. I'm conveying sympathy.
I'll do you a favor. I'll kill you without defiling you first. Nuh-uh.
What do you mean?
What do you mean, nuh-uh?
Nuh-uh. What? What?
You can't just do that.
Cordon.
I
Yes,
see.
we'll somehow cordon off and isolate the murder wolf.
Well, a cordon isn't to isolate a target. A cordon can also be a defensive perimeter. To isolate us.
That feels succinct.
That feels tactical.
Anything else?
Yeah, I couldn't remember if you answered this or not. Did the buffs that Bradford put out, would they have worn off at the beginning of the fight?
Roll me a D100.
I can roll you a D100.
Oof.
That's not great.
That's an oof.
We got a minute left, maybe?
You have 38 seconds left.
I mean,
Hey,
that's
I take
a whole
it.
fight.
Yeah.
That's a whole fight.
I will give you the first round.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Do you allow me to use the inspiration we got? Inspiration is
Yes,
usually D20s, but to re-roll it.
Sure.
I want it to be better. That's 75.
Yeah, you got him for the fight.
Let's go!
Actually, as
Oh,
close
yeah.
to double as you can get.
Yeah. That was worth it.
I was just going by 25s.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember which one I grabbed. I sorry, just immediately discounted it, which I'm like, fuck, we're gonna run out of time on it. I think I got the Lionheart.
I think you said you
the-
got it and then didn't use it.
Fortifying. Right, that's what it was. Yeah, I was gonna give it to Carolyn. And then I popped it on the way over. And I also grabbed the heightening ration for wisdom
The one that
saves.
was, yeah. Let me click
Yeah,
on
yeah,
it.
I have it here.
Yeah,
I have it
there you
here. Plus 4 wisdom saves. Nice. I'm gonna need it if I want to resist our fright in the first. Well, I guess Kitty.
Yeah, Sammy's here hanging out with me.
Hi, Sammy.
I also can't remember if... I don't think the birds were coming to pick up the other civilians?
Yeah, they totally were.
Oh, they totally were? Okay. I just can't remember.
That's the only reason we asked for them.
Oh, who's this guy? I wonder who that could be. This man really does... Yeah, he does give up Blackwatch energy.
He like scavenged this. He already looks like a watchman.
He's just LARPing.
LARPing a
Stolen
watchman.
valor.
Wait, that kid we got from
store.
the kid we got from Lake Miri, that like I don't know, like 13-year-old girl or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
She
Yeah, I
also
kinda forgot
like
about
was
her.
LARPing a Blackwatch member.
Yeah,
That's
like-
not great.
So you to go and try it. If you LARP it,
See.
it'll make it happen.
People. That way, something to aspire to.
Unfortunately for them.
Womp womp.
This has been my dream. Womp womp. What?
This is your... You want to do... Oh, kid.
Oh, yeah, you were dropped on your head.
Oh, and it was a speech.
Okay. So, with all that complete,